Vince fell under the grouping of my guys.
My guys.
So,
There's a whole bunch of my guys right there.
Thanks, Chief. So, the city attorney's here, so I have to kind of keep it appropriate. She kind of keeps me in check all the time. And there are a lot of things that Vince and I did and my guys did that the statute of limitations I don't think is up yet, so we kind of have to keep it a little bit thing. But, if you look out, Vince, and you see what you see, this is your legacy. And I'm just happy that I was a part of your career, your life. He always tells people when we're at events that was my first supervisor. And then he'll always tell the story about when I was a two-striper and he was in the academy. He came back to the front desk and he said, "Excuse me, officer, I have my overtime slip." And I kind of leaned back and I looked and he saw sergeant stripes and then he kind of got scared. He thought his career was over. But Vince and I, we've been through a lot. SWAT, he taught me how to roll up my sleeves on my SWAT spray. But we've been through a lot. And I always tell him, you will always be one of my guys. All my guys, raise your hand, they're all over there. But this is a true legacy. And Kenny and family, thank you for giving him to us for 30 years. And what we really do appreciate is as a family, you guys came and participated. You were there with him, supporting him, and showing the community what a family and what our department was about. But there's a lot of things I want to say about you, but again, the city attorney's here. Mike called me this morning and goes, "Come on, you gotta take your hat off." I go, but Vince, travel well, enjoy your cruises, and remember, smoke well.
okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Vince, and it's a lot. It's been 30 years. Vince was hired by the Gardena Police Department in 1995. He was hired on February 10th of that year, later graduated from the Lake County Sheriff's Academy in 287. He's worked pretty much all the positions we have at the Gardena Police Department. Started out as a field training officer, where he trained 30 new GPD officers, and he was affectionately known as the Axeman, which Bobby got to know as he was going through his career. He was one of the first District 2 officers. He worked as a traffic officer. He was a defensive tactics instructor, a firearms instructor, a member of Honor Guard, a scout on the SWAT team. He worked as a patrol sergeant, District 2 sergeant, K-9 sergeant, FTO sergeant, SWAT team leader. Was the first supervisor assigned to community development in October of 2011. He got promoted to patrol lieutenant. He went through the district program. He was administrative services lieutenant, K-9 lieutenant. He brought over the Coffee with a Cop program that we borrowed from Hawthorne PD. Thank you, Gary. You can smile. And then he was, so at the end of this illustrious career, 25 years, right, instead of winding down, the guy that I grew up with, and we were radio car partners when we came out of the academy, I turned to him and said, "Hey, you're my brother, and will you help me lead the department? Because I think there's some good things that we can do together." And so instead of winding down, the last 4 or 5 years have been winding up. And I would not have wanted to do it with anybody other than you. And it wasn't because of all this stuff that's on here. It's because of your care and your commitment to this department, to its people, to its community, to the South Bay. You have only elevated this department in reputation and in performance. You have been instructive to the people that work here of what it really means to be a cop. You can be tactical and you can have that side, but on a dime you can turn to be the kindest person in the world as well. And you got to do both. And that's what the world demands. And that's what you are, Vince. So today, I would say that you're a very good cop. But you're a great person. You are a great person. And so today is just another small step for you in your life. But for Gardena PD, it's a big step. It's a leap. And so I want you to know that I'm going to miss you. And I love you. Son of a gun. I'm not looking at Candy, really. We'll do it. But thank you. Thank you. So. Okay, Captain Osorio, for the last time, address your family.
Where do you come over here? I'm going to use the podium so I don't fall down. Thank you all for being here. First off, man, there's a lot of people here. Hello. You guys know how my classes go? Everybody smile. Hey, Rick will smile. Come on. All right. It's there are either a lot of people here to congratulate me or to actually make sure that I leave. Either way, thank you all for being here. I want to preface this with a couple things. The first thing is, I just want to take a quick moment, just a moment of silence. Over the years, everybody in uniform here has lost a couple of people in the South Bay, and four of those guys were friends of ours. So just a quick moment of silence for them. Okay, thank you. And the other thing is that I want to preface this with is today is a celebration, but this ain't the party. So, that's coming down the line. You guys will all hear about it. Hopefully it'll be bigger than this. We're going to have to find somewhere else, Kenny, because this is there's a lot of people here. Again, I want to thank you all for being here today. My friends, my family, city council, our city staff members, and all the different department and team members I've gotten to work with over the years. All of my friends from our sister organizations. There's no way we could do our jobs here without all of you. And it's good to see you guys here, and I really appreciate it. There's officers here, sergeants, lieutenants, captains, and a couple of really high muckety mucks out there in the audience. I appreciate you guys being here. You guys know that Gary Tomatani is like the strongest chief in the South Bay. You know it's gonna get you. The guy can bench press like a VW butt. He wonders why everyone just kind of smiles in his hallways. They just don't want to run into him. So, thank you, Derek. And obviously, I want to thank all the members of the Gardena PD that are here today. Like the chief said, whether you're working today or you got off early this morning and wanted to hang out, thank you for being here. I have a couple other families here. Like I said, my IMB family is here. My Faleo family's in the back there. They all look like me. You can't miss them, guys. But thank you guys all for being here. I have to acknowledge that I have a couple friends here, actually more than a couple, who have gone above and beyond in their service to their country and for us. And I'm talking combat veterans. I'm talking real heroes. I'm talking it's like they say life takers and heartbreakers. Those are these people, and I want to thank them for what they've done, because without what they've done, there's no way we could do what we're doing now. And they truly are the best of us, and I appreciate that. Yeah, that includes you. Okay, she's over there going, who's he talking about? just real quick, I'm going to give the same two apologies up front that I give in all of my classes. Number one is I'm probably going to offend somebody at some point today. You guys all know that. And number two, I'm going to drop at least one F-bomb during this speech.
I didn't teach you.
Yeah. He tried to break me to that. It just, before I forget, there's one guy I haven't acknowledged yet. And we grew up together. This man was my best man at our wedding. And, and thank God we're still friends today. We're a little grayer. I got a lot less hair. But Gary Salva on the side there. You guys. We've known each other since 5th grade, and about 2 weeks in, we discovered that our dads went into the Navy on the same date, at the same base, signed their papers, and they were friends for a long time. So, it's really cool that Gary and I got to be friends for such a long time, too. I want to thank everyone who helped put this thing together. The chief kind of talked about it. This is it's a little bit different from what we've done before for retirees. And it took a whole bunch of people. It took our honor guard, Alex Rivera. Thank you, man. He was complaining that he can't keep a secret. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. Myra, Maciel, and Stephanie Escalante, where you at? They're over here. Stephanie Santine, Jackie, and your teams, thank you very much. And then, of course, the guy who put me on the retirement tour, Chief Mike. He told me, hey, we're going to put you on a retirement tour. I thought he was joking. And it was like every other event. Hey, go up to the front. Oh, Jesus. Okay. But thank you. I couldn't ask for, Steph and Myra over here again. Hey, Ray, take their pictures like in 5 seconds. You guys have helped get me through the last couple of months, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to show my age. You guys are the best work daughters that anybody could ask for. Okay. My parents taught me to be humble, and this, seeing all you here, I'm truly humbled, and I really appreciate the fact that you all took time out of your busy schedules to be here. And again, thank you for everyone that put this together. I still can't believe it. So over the years, I've had the honor of serving on some really good teams. And being part of these teams is something I'm never going to forget. Whether it was SWAT or the Honor Guard, the cops team for about 15 minutes. These guys know what I'm talking about. Working with our K-9 program or whoever it was. It truly is something special when you get to see men and women working to their full potential, or trying to get there, and kicking ass and taking names the entire way. Through the years, like the chief said, I even had the privilege of working at CDD. I didn't think it was a privilege at the time. I learned a valuable lesson. Chief Medrano at the time put his arm around me. We're walking down the hallway, and he says, "Hey man, I need a favor." I said, "You know what, sir? Whatever you need, I got it. I'll handle it." 2 days later, I'm in City Hall. And this is exactly what my face looked like. So, but I learned a lot from them. I was able to be on a team that actually helped to change the direction that the city was going. And, hopefully, I learned a lot from them. Hopefully they learned some stuff from me, and that's continuing. I got to lead our EOC during COVID. Like the chief said, I was 50 years old when COVID hit. Not really ready for the big one, but here it was. Yeah. And, everyone in uniform here and anyone who worked as a first responder in Medicare or in medical care, you guys all know, we got our asses kicked for a little while, but we got through it. And, being a part of that EOC team proved to me that, they don't have to look like me, act like me, walk like me to get stuff done. and they did. I mean, that entire team was nothing, you know, but stupendous, and I really appreciate working with them. In working with all those teams, I learned some valuable lessons. The biggest one to me, though, and for all you supervisors out there, you know, I hope you take note of this, is, you know, make sure your people get thanks. Make sure you appreciate them. You know, there's always an excuse to not write a commendation or to, you know, not do a positive write-up or whatever it is, right? Hey, you know what, he was doing his job, we were, you know, we're busy, we don't have time for that. Hey, you know, it's been a little while since it happened, maybe we shouldn't do it now, whatever it is. There's always going to be an excuse. Don't let the excuses take over. Make sure your troops know that you appreciate them and that you know that, or you give them the knowledge that you trust them and that you know they can do their jobs well. Thank them every chance you get, and you know, and thank them often. Now it gets a little harder. So, to our GPD command staff, it's been my privilege to work with all of you for the last few years, and you know, we got to help guide, select, and mentor the next generation, actually next couple generations of GPD leaders. It's going to be important here coming down the pipe. There's a lot of stuff that is coming from the federal level, the state level, and you know, the city. But that leadership is going to be key in keeping us moving forward. I've spoken to each one of you on the command staff at some point, you know, before today, and if I haven't spoken to you yet, I will soon. But you know, I want you to know that I really appreciate everything you've done with me over the last, you know, several years, and you know, I really appreciate all the hard work you guys put in all the time. You know, there's an expectation of perfection, right? And we can't be perfect, but you guys work hard. And there's a Brandon Lee quote. You guys thought I was going to use Bruce Lee. I used Brandon today. See how that works? And Brandon asked during an interview about, you know, perfection, and you know, he was talking about his father, but he asked the interviewer the question, well, what level of imperfection will you settle for? You got to think about that, right? I know you guys are striving, so don't let that level drop too low. Keep that level up there, keep pushing. And again, I appreciate the entire command staff. I wish you all good luck in the future here. To the members of my GPD family, I'm truly thankful for all of you and for being a part of this. No one understands what it takes to be a cop here in Gardena, you know, until they're given the opportunity to come and do it. You are all truly special people, and I wish you all good luck and safety in the future. I could not have done my job without your help, and I hope I was able to help you guys get your jobs done, and you learned a few things from me along the way. You have to remember why you do this job, and think about always being a pro while you're out there, and being a pro that actually cares about what they're doing and the people that they're serving. You guys represent this patch everywhere you go. You know, the chief tells us to all of our new people as they're coming in, on duty, off duty, whatever it is. And you do a very good job of representing the patch, and we appreciate that. And now, I'll especially for the newer cops here, I think there are a couple here. If you know these words, feel free to shout them out, otherwise I have to do it. Always remember my 3 magic words for getting off training and probation. Who knows them? Louder. I heard it. Come on. Thank you. Who was that? That must have been Cordova. Okay. Thank you, man. Absolutely true. You know me, highly motivated, right? Go out there and motivate the new guy. Give him those 3 words and then have him walk off and go, oh my God, that's all I have to do? Okay. To my Osorio family and my friends that have become family, I want to thank you all for supporting me in this journey. I've always strived to make you proud and work to be an example, especially for our younger cousins and my brothers, and I hope I've done that. One second. There's a man here today who, wait, where did this go? Sorry. There it is. Oh, you guys got lucky, I skipped the whole page. Stupid printer, it's great. Anyway, let me rewind just a little bit. There's a guy here today who was very instrumental in me becoming who I am. I remember a time when I would come here and do this job for free. It took me a couple of years to get hired, and I couldn't wait to put this uniform on and wear this patch. This man is a good friend, he's a mentor, and he's a good human being just in general. He's a man that always kept his word, or actually always keeps his word. And without him in my life, I might have ended up somewhere else doing something else, right? So again, it took me a couple of years to get hired here. But the second time I was going to test here, my brother Chris called me. And he said, hey, you know that crazy dude, Rick Roll, that works at Sam's? That's his exact words, Mark. I said, yeah. He goes, Mark said they got rid of the eye thing, and I could wear soft contacts and whatever it was, so I could qualify to work here and to get my ass in and apply. And needless to say, the rest is history. I owe you a lot, man. I think that's why I skipped this page. Mark, thank you, man. I owe you a lot. You helped to change our lives forever. And for that, we're always going to be grateful. Mark Rickle, guys. I want to thank every FTO trainer, supervisor, manager, mentor, and friend who's ever been placed into my work life. Every one of them has been an example to learn from, even and most especially the bad ones. Those are the guys who taught me how to lead in times of peace and in times of turmoil. Councilman Rodney Tanaka taught me a lot of valuable lessons. One is, make sure you know who you're talking to when you address them. Otherwise, the sergeant points out that he is a sergeant, he does one of these, and you're wrong. But the most important lesson he taught me was, like Mike said, take care of your guys. I will always be thankful for all the lessons you taught me, Rodney. The most important was to treat people right. Where's Nacho at? Nacho here?
Yeah, he's back here.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you for a second. But Nacho, I love you, man. You already know where this is going. So about over 20 years ago, we were doing a building search. Actually, some of the guys that were on that search with me are here. Nacho, his dog Oscar, John Francis is here. I think Goob was working that shift also. Well, we did a building search, and at some point in time, the canine got me confused with the bad guy. Hold on, this ends nicely. And he took out a pretty good chunk of my left arm. So, fast forward, I'm in the hospital, I've got my arm up in a sling, and they're trying to clean it out and do a bunch of different things. I was going through a rough patch in my career at that point. And, now I'm thinking, well, shit, my career is over. Rodney was the only member of the command staff that came to the hospital, called me, checked on me, or whatever. And I will always appreciate that. I mean, that includes the chief we had at the time. And I'm not going to mention that guy's name. This happens real quick when I think about it. I told you it's my speech. I'm going to do it.
Whatever you want.
But yeah, he taught me, hey, all you got to do is treat people right. And I've held on to that to this day, and I'm going to hold on to that forever, sir. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, hopefully I got this back in order here. Nacho, where you at? Sorry, okay, so the happy ending to that story, Nacho, sorry man, I love you, brother. It was Nacho's dog, I got bit, I healed up, and I don't know, 6 or 8 months later, we were in a SWAT school called Skids, where we brought police canines with us. And our team trained with our dog and other dogs and in order to get comfortable with dogs. So the head instructor is walking us through the introduction, and he asks, well, how many of you have worked with canines before? And all of our hands go up. Well, how many of you have been bit by a canine before? Well, my hand went up. And he goes, what kind of dog bit you? I go, this guy right here. And he looked at me like, are you crazy? I go, no, we're good. And after that, after we got these kids, we had a lot of good times with Oscar. I just kind of kept my left arm away from him for a little bit. Nacho, I love you, buddy. Had to bring it up, man. Okay, I'm going to try and get to the end here. To mom and dad. Mom, is this thing on? Is hearing aid? I kind of want him to hear this. My dad taught me how to put a uniform on way back when, so, and he's been with me through this entire process. He's the guy that said, your hair is too long, your gig line's off, all those things, right? But that's how he led us and how he raised my brothers and I. But Mom and Dad, I want to thank you for always supporting us. I wasn't the model child, but I hope I've been able to turn some things around and make you guys proud of me and our family. Dad, I'm just glad you're here. I hope your hearing aid's on. He had a couple of health scares earlier this year, so I'm just happy that we can share this with him today. So thank you for being here, Mom and Dad. Love you guys. Candy's mom, Mama Lydia. Anybody who's been in my classes knows this part too. We don't always see eye to eye, but I will always be thankful that the one kid you brought to the United States was Candy. If she had brought one of her sons, it might have turned out a little bit different. But thank you. Okay, now it gets like super hard. I'm going to wrap it up here in just a little bit, but I'm thankful for our 3 great kids and that hellion of a grandson that's over there. My oldest is Jessica, and she's the most like me. I'm sorry. But she's my warrior princess. She's battle tested, and I couldn't be more proud. You keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be just fine. Nico. There's Nico. You guys all know this, I think. Nico he's high functioning autistic, and we had a couple of hiccups when he was a kid. But Nico, man, you are my hero. And I'm in awe of everything that you get accomplished, son. You keep doing that. Told you this was going to get harder. Jesus. My youngest son is Brandon. practiced this earlier. I threw up in the bathroom.
Just breathe. Just breathe.
Brandon, you're my best friend. You know, he's kind of like me, but he's just put together a whole lot better. Right? I appreciate you, son. You keep doing it too. And then Wyatt. You're going to grow up to be a great man someday, kid. And I'm going to be there to show you how to do that, or I'm going to die trying. All right? Are you ready? All right. Let's get that going. Okay. This will be it. I want to thank my wife, Candy. Just real quick, can we give her a round of applause? She has always been there and been my shining light and my voice of reason. And you know, there's no way I could have been here today doing what we've done without her love and support. She's been my true hero, my true partner through all of this. You guys have seen the lays, and you'll see them here after the ceremony. But every lay that we, and I mean, when I say we, I mean Candy and I, that we have presented to anyone who's gotten promoted here at GPD over the last few years, she made a conscious decision on her own to start making those lays for each of those people that got promoted or retired. And she did that to show our family's appreciation and respect for each of those people that were getting promoted and for the path that they were about to embark upon. You know, Kenny, I'm looking forward to spending retirement with you. Now we can do things, and you know, we've been waiting for, and just like Todd Fox said, we can do it without me worrying about phone calls, emails, texts, call-outs, whatever. But we're going to enjoy it.
I'm calling you.
Ronnie's going to call me. I broke my word to you one time while I worked here. And that was 2 years ago when we decided I was going to retire 2 years ago. It was great. We planned a retirement cruise. We were ready to go. And then we started talking about the future. Mike and I talked. I went home that night and go, hey, I'm going to hang out for a little while. She goes, well, we're still going on a damn cruise. Okay. So I guess we've been on a pre-retirement cruise already. But thank you, hon. I love you, and thank you for all your support. Just to wrap it up, guys in the back are getting tired. There's a line from a song by country singer Luke Combs, and I think it applies today. It ain't about the leaving, but what you leave behind. I hope I was able to leave something with each of you, and that I want you to know that I will always appreciate my time here with you. There's a guy, a speaker named Dr. Rick Rigsby, and he's one of my favorite podcasters. And he said in his famous speech, it's not about making an impression, it's about making an impact. So all of you current and future leaders and cops here, first responders, family people, I don't care what it is, just remember that. Make an impact, not an impression. I hope I've been able to do that with you guys here on at least a small scale. Now, with that, I want you guys to remember one really important thing. I'm not changing my phone number. I am only a phone call away. So if you need something, you call me, text me, and all the rules still apply. It doesn't matter what time, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where I am. I'm available to help you guys out. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting me on this awesome ride. Now I think I'm going to go and smoke a cigar and go for a Harley ride with Candy.
Okay. All right, we're not done yet. I'll explain to you what we're going to do in a second. But first, I'm going to have Melissa from Mount Marasuchi's office come up and present you with